Hey guys, it's Psycho Horak here, and welcome to episode 17 of Career Mode with Manchester United. Um, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I am in fact sick. I'm at home with fever, so I couldn't go to school today, which kind of sucks. But hey, I did get a lot of gameplay today done, and made this extra long episode for you guys since my last episode was quite short. So I really hope you guys appreciate it, and if you do, press that like button already or after you watch the video. That is always very much appreciated. But moving into the episode, we have West Ham in the Premier League, I think. And West Ham are a tough team. They were at home. I was in my sexy away kit, and this was like a game where you want to gather the 3 points even if you're away. And right in 17 minutes, Van Persie just using his amazing strength to push off the defender, takes a shot, ball falls to Kagawa, and who just finishes off in the rebound. A great goal there to put me up 1-0 in the 18th minute from Shinji Kagawa, who, like I said in the last episode, is turning out to be an absolutely amazing player. Look at that, he's just like in the right place and takes the shot. A little bit lucky, I guess you could say, because it was off the rebound, but shit happens. We're 22 minutes in. Right after that incident, Van Persie gets fouled there on the edge of the area as he was through from a great ball from Chicharito, if I'm not wrong. And in a free kick in a great place, Van Persie obviously has a great shot on him. And I decided to go for the power shot there, and it actually turns out to go pretty well as Jaskalainen, the Finnish goalkeeper, who is actually in my Finnish national squad, saves it with his feet. But look at that, 53 minutes in, Robin Van Persie, thank you very, very much. What a strike with his right foot, his right weaker foot. And I can't decide to which celebration I'm going to do, so I just decided not to do a celebration. But look at that for a strike. Nothing Jaskalainen could do about that strike. Sensational stuff there from Robin Van Persie. And we're 65 minutes in. And look at that. A great ball in from Iker Muniain. And Phil Jones just absolutely amazingly gets ahead on the ball. And just it kind of like, I was just watching it. It was like in slow-mo. It just like floats into the goal. Look at that. Nothing the keeper could do about it either. Gets his head onto that, and I guess the guy on the front post should have maybe done better, and the keeper was badly positioned. But hey, a great header nevertheless. We're 90 minutes in now. West Ham managed to get a consolation goal, which was obviously a little frustrating because you always want to keep a clean sheet, especially if you're playing away. It's amazing to have a clean sheet, but it is what it is, and it wasn't the end of the world. It was just a consolation goal, and that wrapped it up. Basically, a 3-1 win for me away at West Ham. A great result there. Kagawa, Van Persie, and Phil Jones on the score sheet, who hasn't been playing that much for me, but he will in the upcoming episodes, and in this episode as well, be playing more. Next up, we have Reading in the FA Cup. We've made it to the round of 16 in the FA Cup, and no, I think this is quarterfinals. I am not sure. I'm pretty sure this is the quarterfinals because I think I played the round of 16 last. Yeah. This is the quarterfinals. So it was a big game for me. I'm already that far, and I really do want to win the FA Cup. And a good start from me there as Nani whips in a great ball, and Kagawa just doesn't get enough power on the header to put it through. But 23 minutes in, Nani puts Van Persie through. But what was that? What is he doing? Should have finished that easily, but somehow Robin Van Persie manages to miss that. 33 minutes in anyway, Van Persie is unleashed by Kagawa, and he kind of makes up for it because he's not going to miss that a second time after a good ball from Kagawa. There, he just takes the ball off the defender in a great position, and their defense is wide open, and Kagawa and Van Persie managed to use that space to our advantage to make a 1-0 just before halftime. That is how the first half ends, 1-0 up. Again, this is an away game, so it is actually quite tough, and a good result after the first half because Reading aren't the worst team in the game, not by a long shot. Again, some great play here by Kagawa and some bad defending, to be honest, but Rooney gets to that with the goal scorer's instinct and scores a goal, which he has been really missing because he hasn't been scoring a lot of goals. As you can see, only 8 goals in all competitions, and it has been a long while since he scored, so a very important goal for Wayne Rooney there to kind of get off his goalless streak. And and to get that goal with a great ball from Shinji Kagawa. And that is in fact how the game ended. Kagawa obviously man of the match with a 9.3 rating. Yes, guys, there you can see we progressed into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And next up, we do actually have Chelsea in the semi-finals. Not this game, but like later. And that will be a huge game for us. Anyway, next up we have Rayo Vallecano in the Champions Cup, round of 16. And in fact, we beat them 2-1 away last time. So we have 2 away goals and they have 1 home goal. And so that was the aggregate. And 35 minutes in, Chicharito gets the ball from a great through ball and he tries the chip, but nothing comes of it. Kind of a bad attempt. He should just have smashed it into the corner. The far corner would probably have been a goal, but he tried to be a little cheeky there and it doesn't pay off. And now we have some very bad news. As you guys can see, Cleverly gets tackled and he stays on the ground. Cleverly, who's such a good player for us, and he gets injured. He's holding his shoulder, which isn't very good, and you guys will see that it's actually quite a bad injury. And come the end of this video, you guys will see how long he's out for. However, that's how the half end 0-0, and obviously if it stays 0-0, I will be going through into the quarterfinals. So it's not a horrible result, but I still want to win this game as Welbeck is unleashed in the 49th minute. And what a finish. Again, so similar to the one he scored in the last episode. He's put through and he just switches it to his right foot. And the finesse shot hits the crossbar, goes into the goal and comes back out. I love these type of finishes. So sexy. Very sexy stuff there from Danny Welbeck. To make it 1-0 for us and nearly give us a certain place in the Champions League quarterfinals. And yes, it was in fact like that, because that is how the game ended, 1-0, which put us into the quarterfinals, like I said. Good win for us there with Welbeck on the score sheet in the 50th minute to wrap it up. And there is the tournament tree, as you guys can see. I do in fact call it the Champions League, not the Champions Cup, just because it is basically the Champions League. Obviously, Ogbonna had got a red card in his last game against Rayo Vallecano, so his suspension was over after this game, as you guys will see here as well. And now we get how long will Tom Cleverley be out for? 2 months, and that is nearly to the end of the season, which is very disappointing news, which means that, you know, I won't have that rotation option anymore so much. Which is very disappointing because he's such a good player. Anyway, I realized I haven't shown you my team that much, like how I set it up and what players I play there. So I decided to show that to you. It was a little messed up now just because of the fact that I simmed a game, I think, and like I had to change this because players were tired. But anyway, there you go. But now we had the World Championship qualifiers with Finland. We still have 2 games to go in this episode. Like I said, it's going to contain a lot of shit. 4 games in one 60-minute episode, so I do hope you guys enjoy it. Anyway, our first game up was against Romania, and I'm not going to show you the Finnish players because you have no idea who the Finnish players are, because you probably don't even know where Finland is. So I figured that was totally useless. But anyway, this is nearly a must-win game for us if we want to keep our hopes alive to go to the World Cup of 2014. And it starts off very well as Pukki is found there in the 27th minute. And a great finish there by Teemu Pukki, the Schalke player, to put us up 1-0 in 27th minute. And does the nice little Balotelli celebration. A great through ball there as well. And, you know, that was obviously very nice stuff. 40 minutes in, again, some nice play from Forsell, who just manages to get away from his player and put in a straight finish. He is such a great player. And, you know, some of you, if you're a little bit older watching this, you'll probably know him. He was one of the brightest talents in the Premier League in the beginning of the millennium. Came into Chelsea when he was like 17 or something and scored a hat-trick on his debut. And looked amazing, but I mean, I'm talking about in real life. But he got himself injured, and that kind of ruined his career. But he did play quite long in Birmingham, but he never became the star that people were thinking he would be. But look at this, 56 minutes in, Romania are through, and I just put my goalkeeper out, Jussi Askalainen, and he takes the red card there with quite a cynical challenge, to be honest. And, you know, that basically means that I have to take off a player, and I decide to play without a striker, so I'm basically playing a 4-3-2, or more like a 4-5, because with just the right forward and left forward and no striker, because I am winning 2-0 and I want to keep that lead in any means necessary. And if that means playing very defensive, so be it, because honestly, Finland are such a shit team in real life and in the game that most of the time I just have to play defensive and rely on the counter attack. Anyway, they get the free kick here. I just hope that they won't score, because if they do, it would have been a needless red card. And they have two men set up around the ball, which is always dangerous. And he jumps over the wall, jumps, but a disappointing free kick. He could have really used that the wall jumped there already, but nothing comes of it. And, anyway, 75 minutes in, remember, we are down with 9 men, but Pukki finds Alexei Eremenko Jr., who plays for Rubin Kazan, and look at that. What a goal. With 9 men, or actually 10 men, to put us up 3-0 there, kind of sealing the win off for us. A great finish in the 75th minute after a great through ball. He's never going to miss from there. I mean, he's still a quality player. Alexei Remenko. And there you go, guys. 3-0, a great win in the bag for us to push us up the standings, which you guys will actually see in a second. We have one more game this episode, so this is quite long. Like I said, there on the right, you can see the standings. We're currently third, 5 points off Germany, who are in second place and ready to go. And Sweden are tied on points with us, but we have a better goal difference. And we are up against Sweden away, our fierce rivals. And if you don't know your geography and are a complete ignorant fool, then Sweden is actually bordering Finland. So obviously a huge rivalry there. And Sweden with the players of the likes of Ibrahimovic, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and not to forget to mention Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So some great players there in their team. And basically in this game, my goal was to keep the ball away from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Surprise, surprise, who's such an amazing player. But look at how this game starts off. After a great passing move there by Finland, Forsell through on goal. And he does the sweaty little shit pass there to Pukki to make it 1-0 in the 3rd minute. But I did deserve to be sweaty after a great passing move. I felt like Barcelona after that, but Mikael Forsell just doing some nice sexy stuff there to put it to Pukki, and empty goal. He's not Torres, he will score. And that put us 1-0 up against Sweden, which is obviously very nice. But like I said, I wanted to keep the ball away from Ibra, but it was tough. As you guys can see there, with his left foot, takes a great shot, goes out for a corner, and he's such a tall player as well, so look at that. And I put my goalkeeper out, maybe a little needlessly, but Ibra manages to score to make it 1-1. Not very surprising that he scored. He's just so sick in this game. And basically it was 1-1. However, we're 35 minutes in. Pukki doing some complete dribbling, finds Forsell on the box, who finds Ring, who takes the shot. A great shot, but the goalkeeper saved. But Forsell just cuts back inside. A boom, smash, boom, boom, goal. What a strike there from Forsell. Who just, he recovers himself, gets to that rebound, turns around, cuts inside, and finishes it to put us up 2-1 once again. Very sexy stuff there. And that is in fact how the first half ended. 2-1 up against Sweden. Very good, and now we just want to keep that lead until the end of the game, which would push us up towards that World Championship place, which will be tough to get to since Germany and Belgium are taking those 2 spots there. But as you can see, Belgium were beating Germany, which is good news for us since Germany was in 2nd place, 5 points ahead of us. But anyway, look at this. Ibra, what can I do? I tackle him. Great challenge. What? Penalty? How the fuck is that a penalty? An absolutely amazing challenge by Jukka Raitala there, who plays for Osasuna, if I'm not wrong. Look at that challenge. He takes the ball. He gets the ball. What a challenge that was, but somehow the referee decides to award a penalty. Again, Ibra, the mastermind behind that. Ibra takes the penalty. Will he score? And this is actually really disappointing because I moved the keeper first to the left and then jumped. I thought it would have been a great penalty, but actually it was a shit penalty. And if I would just have kept my keeper still after I moved him to the right, I would have saved it. But no, I jumped and he scored. So it was 2-2, which was disappointing 70 minutes in because I had to win this game if I wanted to keep my championship hopes alive or getting into championships. But look at that, Mikael Forsell uh, digs me out of a grave, or whatever the saying goes. I am not sure, because every time I do these commentaries I always forget what I'm supposed to say. But anyway, look at that for a finish. Just gets past the defender and a great strike into the bottom corner, and that kind of saves me to make it 3-2. I go on ultra defensive. Do I survive? Hell yes. 3-2. Thank you very much, Ibra. You cannot score a hat trick against me. Go fuck yourself. So basically, Finland versus Ibrahimovic, 3-2. Finland won. Finland beats Ibrahimovic 3-2, which is quite amazing and a very important result. But that will wrap up this amazingly long episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been Psycho Hawk here. Like I said, if you appreciate this, a like is always, if you like this episode, a like is always very much appreciated, because it just boosts me up in terms of motivation and stuff. Also, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this extra long episode, since my last one was quite short. It's been Psycho Hawk here. I'm tuning out. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.